over, and we're cooking like another Thanksgiving.
We can jump. Well, we're live now.
Oh, hey!
We can jump in and just do our pick'em.
Okay.
If that's Zach, is that something you're interested in?
I'm always interested, baby.
All right. I wasn't gonna come on at all, but I got to see my boys. I couldn't just not.
Or at least we could talk. Well, let's just do a pick'em episode.
Yeah.
The Pickem episode.
Pick'em episode.
We'll put that in post. I have this new thing where I just say that Ward's gonna fix it in post, and then he never does.
Yeah, thanks.
But I'm just gonna say it all the time. Like, don't worry, Ward's gonna clean that up later.
Thanks, Daddy.
Yeah.
Gross.
No, it's okay that Sean accidentally. It's okay that Sean accidentally showed balls. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Sean. That's gonna be censored out later. Don't worry.
Ward's got it in post. Don't worry about it.
Because I would be the only one who would possibly show his balls.
Don't worry about all that stuff you said about the Jews and Hitler. Like, we're going to edit it out in post. So that's totally fine that you said all of that really controversial stuff about the Jews and Hitler.
Okay. I'm going to do the countdown thing, and you guys are off the hook this time.
You got one?
All right.
It's the sports program on TSPN with Derek, Zach, and Sean, who's been here the whole time. Head over to timespentpoorly.com and give the show a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and help move this show into more people's suggested lists. This show is also streamed live on many platforms, including YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Follow and subscribe so you don't miss out on an opportunity to chat in and give the guys a piece of your mind during the broadcast. Want to support the show? Great! Go to patreon.com/timespentpoorly to see how you can do that. And now it's my pleasure to bring you the hosts of the sports program on TSPN, Derek, Zach, and Sean.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. We're live at noon on a Saturday, kicking it with me, my homies, my homeboys, my home slices,
My home skillets.
home skillet. Dang it,
Derek, I 100% knew where you were going with that intro, and it delivered.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was great.
That's why I literally came in here this morning to work on that. Was to do that to you.
I got one for next week, and people are gonna hate it.
Good.
Well, you guys will really like it, but my mom's gonna be sad.
I hope you a picture of your dong.
There's gonna be a dong reference for sure.
I have to admit something, you guys. I've been drinking. I'm about 3 holiday seltzers in. Actually, let's just do a quick plug for Bud Light seltzers. They did a holiday ugly sweater seltzer pack. There's a peppermint flavor, a ginger flavor, a cranberry flavor.
Those all sound bad.
Oh, actually, to be honest with you, you know how a seltzer has kind of that, like, after you take your drink, you're like, oh, this is good, and then that seltzer hits at the back at the bottom.
Well, some of us like that.
Back
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Okay, well, some are like that, some aren't. These are good. The ginger's really good. It doesn't have that weird seltzer hit at the end. The peppermint's pretty good.
So ginger, okay.
So yeah,
Cranberry.
It's not an overwhelming ginger. Like,
Yeah, I like ginger beer a lot, so
Me too.
I would give the ginger one a shot.
give it a
I
go. But now I'm drinking Keystones.
I like ginger ale.
I love ginger.
This
Ginger
one's
everything.
for the boys,
Yeah.
right? This one's for the boys right here.
Yeah, look at that.
Pretty yucky, but okay.
I don't know about that. I think that thanks, Jared Bear.
Fuck you, Jared.
I think Jared's right on that one.
I think Jared can drink his other beers and get all fat as he wants. I'm trying to keep a nice figure over here. He doesn't get the struggle.
Jared doesn't really drink beer. He just drinks whiskey.
Oh, okay. He's a good guy. I take it back, Jared.
That's a great way to keep a figure as well.
Can I tell you
back, Jared?
Can I tell you his team though?
Fuck him. I don't even need to hear it.
You're not gonna like it.
Yeah, Seattle?
No. It's better than
Rams?
Seattle. It's the Patriots.
Oh, he doesn't even know.
Go
Actually, I actually don't mind the Patriots.
Neither do I.
Now that they're losing.
Yeah. Dude, by the way, in my household, for the last 4 months, anytime somebody says anything Boston related, I'm like, go Sox!
Go Sox!
I don't know, just anything. I'm just like,
go Sox!
Feel like, and I just sell it hard. It's like, I'm gonna get down to the Boston market. Go Sox!
There's this guy that I've seen do some TikToks, and he does a dude from Boston, a dude from Baltimore, and he nails it. It's super funny. I can't do an impression, so I'm not gonna try.
It's fun.
You're a big TikToker these days?
No. You'll see TikTok videos on anything now. It doesn't.
They're everywhere. That's true.
Anyways, also, so I'm doing a Friendsgiving pretty much. Friend pre-Christmas warm-up dinner. We got a turkey in the oven right now. We're doing a ham. We're also watching all the Twilight movies on Blu-ray. I bought them off Amazon for $10. All 5 of them each.
On Thanksgiving, we watched
for $10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were panicked. I spent $50.
$50 on Twilight movies.
Honestly, though, I would spend $50 on that bit. I would.
I've only seen the first movie, and I was underwhelmed.
We're on the first movie right now. Bella and Edward are paused in a tree. They're in a tree for some reason. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was when she went to their house for dinner, and then she was like, I ate already because I know you guys eat whatever. And then the one sister who's not their sister, breaks the bowl because she's so mad because she already ate dinner. Whew.
So we hopped on here to do a pick'em, and now,
sorry.
I was also gonna say, well, I got 2 things before we get started. Then, one, I love that the one thing 2 days after Thanksgiving that all of us have a surplus of is leftover turkey and ham, and you're making more of it. Yep. I like that. On Thanksgiving, I watched all 3 Austin Powers movies instead of watching football.
Yeah, I can't get behind that.
It was amazing. My girlfriend had never seen them, so she had no nostalgia tied to them.
Fucking hilarious. We watched the first Austin Powers on Thanksgiving. I don't know why it came up. We were just like, let's watch Austin Powers. We watched the movie, and this is what I realized about the movie. I still like it. It's still funny. It's definitely Mike Myers. It's definitely a Mike Myers vanity project, though,
right?
For sure. You could tell he's such a shit, and I understand why he doesn't get to be in charge of movies anymore. I just from watching the movie, you're like, oh yeah, he's a turd. It's funny though.
No, I can't back. I will never watch another. I won't ever watch him again. And I'm the guy watching all the Twilight movies right now.
I think that all adds up. We watched Austin Powers, and you're watching Twilight movies.
So, and then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I watched all the Saw movies, all 8 of them.
I haven't even seen. I watched the first couple. I guess
I watched the first 6.
Bought this on Amazon for $9.99. All the movies. There was on sale.
It's too gory.
No, it's not about that, man. It's about I don't know what it's about.
The story's good. It's cool that they change writers and it's a continuous story all the way through. Literally the 6th, 7th, and 8th tie back to the first one.
It's true.
So.
And they actually kind of don't get bad till the 6th movie.
Yeah.
The 6th and the 7th are kind of not good, but
no, they're not good.
4 through 5 have this consistent style and kind of thing. 6 and 7 though were a struggle.
I would watch any of those. I mean, I think the storyline is interesting, and I think I've probably seen more than what I realize that I've seen. I'm sure I've seen the first 3 of those movies because I know Donnie Wahlberg's in the 3rd one, right?
Right.
Second and 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, which one is the one that Donnie Wahlberg gets his head crushed by the ice?
4th.
Then I've seen that one. Which is the one where the girl gets thrown into the needles?
2.
So I've seen that one.
That's the worst one for me as far as cringy.
Oh yeah, it's hard to watch.
Every time I watch that, I'm just like, God, that guy is a dick.
I watched that movie with Adam Sullivan, and the scene he always talks about is the part where the girl puts her hands up in the glass.
Yeah.
And then Adam always imitates it. He's like, I still don't get that to this day. It's literally like, oh my God, my hands, it's fucking oh, I got the thing. Hold on, let me just okay, never mind.
Like why
like the squares are this big. She's like, oh my God, I got the thing. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I'll just.
Yeah, but when you're panicking, dude, you don't think straight.
I think she's like dying too. I don't remember. Anyway,
I think that's
what's the 3rd one?
The 3rd one, okay, the 3rd one's weird. It's the one where Jigsaw his cancer's full blown, and he's having the girl come into.
Oh, and they kill the girl from Starship Troopers.
What?
Yes.
The girl with curly hair.
And he dies at the end.
Oh no. So she doesn't die till the 4th one.
Oh really? The fuck?
She dies at the start of the 4th one.
The 4th one.
Danny Glover's in one of them.
Danny Glover dies right in the 1st one.
Yep.
God damn, I suck. I need to watch these. I don't remember it. I remember bits and pieces.
You know what's weird is like I've rewatched them once a year. Actually, I don't think well, it's been like 2 years, but I rewatched. After this, we're getting onto the pick'em because I gotta hurry.
Yes.
So I only remember because I just watched them, and I usually rewatch them once a year. So
okay,
October.
Sorry,
I just watch the Austin Powers movies every year now.
No, you don't.
It's a new tradition.
You haven't watched those in like 5 years.
As is tradition.
I'm going to watch them every year now. I started a new tradition this year.
Hey, but when's the last time you watched them?
Probably...
The guy who doesn't watch movies. This is what makes me sad about you, is because you don't watch so many movies, but that's what you choose to watch.
It was so good. The 3rd one's amazing. The 2nd one's whatever. 2nd one's kind of just like the first one's jokes all over again. But the 3rd one, Dr. Evil has like way more going on. Like all of a sudden he's got this weird flamboyant personality like out of nowhere. It's so good.
Also, the unsung hero of all 3 of those movies is Scott Evil. Like, for sure, Seth Green is the best part of those movies.
The Jerry Springer intro of the 2nd one is so good. It's so funny.
Well, I love how he plays the part. So like he's so broken. Like he's playing it like he's in a daytime TV like soap opera, and everyone else is in a comedy. Yeah. He's so like heartbroken, and I love it.
So I Married an Axe Murderer is the only movie that you need to watch.
Wayne's World 2.
Nope.
So I Married an Axe Murderer, sure.
So I Married an Axe Murderer. That's it.
That's my favorite.
I can't watch
an Axe Murderer is my favorite.
I can't watch Wayne's World. I can't watch Wayne's World 2. I cannot watch Austin Powers. I can't do it. I hate them. I absolutely hate them.
What about Cat in the Hat?
No, I can't, because that one's fucking weird.
Oh, I can't watch that one.
I don't like that movie either.
So weird that I can watch it. Anyways, let's do the pick'em.
Okay.
He's got to get that.
I was going to tell you, what I've been watching since Austin Powers basically is my self-play Destiny. But on my second TV, what I've been watching is just basically all South Park all day. I've just been watching all of South Park
from the beginning.
See?
Nope.
Or just picked a spot and then let it play.
I picked a spot and I've just been letting it play. And so.
And I hate South Park.
Oh my God, I can't even believe you.
I hate it.
I just can't even believe you. This makes me so sad.
I hate it.
All right, it's time for the Pick'em, baby. You like how that little part play? I let that little part go in. You know, it came in.
It's brutal. It's masculine.
So I'm going to start this off for us, guys. I'm going to talk about Thursday games.
Okay.
And,
well, you probably actually watched them, right? I was busy.
Well, I did watch them, and you guys picked both games correctly. I thought the Lions would pull it out. They didn't. So you guys both picked the Texans, but we all picked Washington.
I picked Dallas.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, okay. Then you were a super ahead of me now. So I thought you picked, but you probably last week's games probably got you boosted up. So.
Well, okay. So on both of those games, first off,
yes, say it.
COVID-19 and fuck that whole.
Yeah.
The whole situation is really super irritating. I would have loved to have watched a Steeler primetime game on Thanksgiving. Would have been cool. It's the only Thursday night game I would ever want to watch. But whatever.
But now
it is what it is. It is what it is. So on those two games, though, Deshaun Watson had a monster game, which was great for my fantasy.
So did Duke, man. He was finding Duke Johnson out of the backfield left and right.
Beautiful. I mean, man.
At that point, get rid of David.
Well, I think you need the balance. Balance. You can't do that against teams that aren't the Lions. I mean, the Lions are dog shit. That's why they were able to do that.
Okay, so that's
Procise did fumble like twice.
So that's my point two. My point two is, dude, the Lions, man. I can't get behind them. I just they're the Browns to me. Like they are systemically bad. Except for I don't hate the Lions. I feel for the Lions right now like how I felt for the Browns a couple seasons ago on the show where I felt bad for the Browns. I feel bad for the Lions and their fans. And every year on Thanksgiving, it's a staple to watch them lose on Thanksgiving. And at this point, it's like, take them off that game. Put somebody else on there. Just do so. It's the Lions and the Cowboys always have Thanksgiving games,
right?
Traditionally,
yeah.
And the Lions suck. Well, and I feel bad for them.
Go ahead.
I think if they would have at least had a healthy roster, I don't think it would have been that bad of a game. Like no Swift, no Galladay. I felt bad for Matt Stafford because he actually had a pretty good first half outside of that play where J.J. Watt just picked the ball out of the air, like had no business intercepting that ball at all. Yeah. And he does and returns it for a touchdown. Like Stafford's doing what he needs to do. He just doesn't have the weapons out there around him. And when they're banged up, it's so much worse. Like Galladay's been out the majority of the season, and now all of a sudden Swift's out back-to-back games. Mm-hmm. So his two best weapons are not playing.
Tank for Trevor Lawrence?
I think they're too far out of it with 4 wins.
Yeah.
They're too far.
Oh, yeah, because the Jets and the Jets.
And now with this loss, they're in a really weird spot now because, like, now they're 2 games under 500. They're starting to look like they might not steal one of those last wild card spots. I think they have to start losing games now.
Yeah.
Try to improve their draft status.
Well, so with that, go ahead.
They're tied with all of the NFC East.
Right.
Which is funny.
Well, so that was the other game, right? I think the score of the other game really wasn't indicative of how the game went. It was not a 41-16 game. Yeah, so Washington kind of got some runaway points at the end of it.
Yeah. On the second game, this is the couple takeaways I had from it. First off, 71% on Pickems, 71% picked that the Dallas Cowboys to win this game. Zach, you said you didn't think the Washington Reds. Almost did it.
That counts. That counts.
No, I'm not taking a shot at 12-15 on a Saturday.
I will.
I'll bank mine.
I'll bank it.
Gosh, but you said it.
He said half of it, more of like a half shot.
I said the first letter.
Halfie right here.
Washington football team. A lot of people thought. So you said you didn't think they could win this game. Here's my point from this: the Cowboys are sucky trash, and I knew they were going to be sucky trash going into this game. In fact, I even said it was going to be a blowout going into this game. I wish I would have said it on a show, but we did not do a show last week. But I knew the Cowboys were going to lose this game. They suck so bad. And you know what? It feels so good to say it because I hate the Cowboys. So yay.
Yeah, well, and I completely forgot about the whole Andy Dalton and primetime aspect, which I've been bringing up all goddamn year. So I don't know why I forgot it. It's just because I didn't count it as a primetime game, right? Like middle of the day. But all eyes are on him. And when all eyes are on Andy Dalton, he is going to take a dump on the field.
When all eyes are on Dalton, Dalton's going to Dalton.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I started Zeke. I started Schultz.
I benched Cooper, and that was a mistake.
I started Marvin Jones. Anyways, Matt Patricia has been fired.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just saw it right before we started the show. Matt Patricia and someone else. So, I mean, not a shocker, but
no.
I think it took longer than they should have.
Yeah.
Well,
a few teams did stuff like that this year, right? Like they gave the Falcons the same thing. Let's give Dan Quinn one more chance, and then they fired him anyways.
I mean, doesn't the Jets still have
Gase somehow? Gase? But I mean, realistically, well, they can't find anyone else to take that job. They're in a different situation. The Lions and the Falcons could have gotten someone in the offseason.
Yeah.
And it maybe just leads you to believe that the person that they have in mind wasn't available yet. So maybe they know someone's going to be available this next offseason that they have interest in.
You think the Falcons are going to try to snake Shanahan?
No. Shanahan's not going anywhere.
Good.
Shanahan might try to snake Matt Ryan though.
No. Stop it.
I think the Falcons
I don't want him.
That's fine, man.
I don't want the choke artist.
You do want him, though.
No, I don't.
He wasn't the one who
choked,
I
want to make it to a Super Bowl, be up 23 points, and then fucking lose? That's worse than what happened in this last Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, it's the worst thing that's ever happened in a Super Bowl. But
anyways,
that wasn't Matt Ryan.
Speaking of, let's move on to the Pickem because the Falcons are the first one's up.
All right, so we got Raiders, Falcons in Atlanta, and boy, this was a really tough call for me. I do think the Raiders might possibly.
You could do whatever you want.
That is the Falcons' feelings.
I never expect it.
I don't want to say that. I actually think this will be probably a really good game.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love the drop in. I am taking the Raiders in this game now. I just think the Raiders are too good. The Raiders should have beat Kansas City. Like that was by the way, that was a really good game. Like that was a great game. Derek Carr played the best football he's played in his career.
This whole season's been that.
Yeah, right. And Gruden's figured him out. Like Gruden's, I mean, he's a candidate for Coach of the Year? Gotta be.
Yeah, turning that team around like that.
Yeah, and who knew that? Who knew that this guy who hasn't coached in forever? We have all these new. Yeah, everyone's going for this new young coaches, this new style of play, and they bring in this. They call it a smash mouth style, like old school coaching, and
a lot of I formation.
And it is working, and it looks awesome. And I don't hate the Raiders, so I'm okay talking about them like that.
Yeah, and with Booker now as like the backup running back, they have like a two-headed monster. They already had a great starter. Booker's found his place there. I'm glad he's out of Denver. That was a busy backfield. I like the team. Nelson Aguilar has like revitalized his career as well.
I've always liked Nelson.
Me too. I was rooting for him in Philly, but Philly is really good at ruining wide receivers.
Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey, like
that dude just can't stay healthy. But
He can't stay. I blame it on the team he's on.
There's a way. They find a way to ruin people.
The reason Deshaun Jackson can't play any full season is because he played for the Eagles too long.
Yeah, he's hurt all the time too.
Yeah.
Well, who do you got in the game?
Me?
Yeah, it's obvious who I have. We don't need to dissect it.
This is something I was going to ask. Do you think the Raiders they're playing great football, but do you think it's very hero-ish? Do you think it's hero ball?
Well, I don't think they have a great defense yet. So
it's very much hero ball?
In a way, yeah.
And I think I don't think it's a shocker that the Kansas City Chiefs came down and won that way. After watching the Super Bowl, it's just something they can do. It's just
the Super Bowl and every game in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just something that they can do, and you
can't give them a minute. You cannot give them a minute at the end of a game.
Yeah, it's like Tom Brady all over again. You can't give them time. But yeah, I picked Raiders.
All right.
I have the Raiders picked.
But you're gonna don't do it. Don't do it.
I have the Raiders picked. I was talking to Sean about Marsh, one of the elite members of the Pickem yesterday. I think he is conditionally on the Falcons. I'm conditionally on the Raiders, but it's for the same reason. If Julio is out, Raiders. If Julio plays, I will be switching to the Falcons, and I'll say it now. Like, absolutely conditional on simply Julio. Todd Gurley's officially out. Don't care. I think Hill will do a great job in his plays.
Gurley's out?
Yeah, he's out.
What?
Gurley is officially out, my dude. So get him out of there.
My fantasies on ESPN are in playoffs, and I am fucked.
Yeah, because you're not going to have Julio either, potentially. But if Julio plays, I am absolutely picking the Falcons. And that's not because I'm a fan. It's because I genuinely think they could win any of these games that they've played.
Motherfucker, dude.
Fair enough.
But also, if the Raiders go to 6-5, do we still think they're a good team? They're one game above 500. They're a better team than last year. But if they drop to 6-5 and lose to the Falcons,
I think it.
Are you guys still gonna be slobbing their knobs next week?
No, I think it changes the narrative quite a bit.
No, I'll still suck any dick.
Okay. Well, if they win, they're 7-4, and you can get all up on it.
All right.
No, so I hope Julio doesn't play because I benched him for Marvin Jones.
That sucks, man. He's probably going to play. Anyways, let's go to the next game. He's probably going to play.
We got Chargers Bills in Buffalo. I went with Buffalo in this, but it's mostly just because, like, I feel like the Chargers can win it. Like,
no, they can win a lot of stuff, but they don't.
That's what I mean. They can win it. I just feel like they won't. They'll lose it. It'll be close. It's just not on the cards for them. And Buffalo, is still good enough to keep winning. They're going to win that division.
Yeah, I think that's probably the same way across the board here.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a safe pick, but I do think this is the trap game of the week. Out of any games that are happening,
sure,
this is the trap game. And I always say it like this: like, do you really imagine the Bills being an 8-3 football team? Because I don't.
I mean, after last season, yeah. I mean, they did great last season.
Right.
And the season before. They've been in the playoffs the last 2 seasons.
Man, there are a lot of Jet fans in Lewiston.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's a New York team, I guess.
No, it's because you guys have potlatch and everyone's getting cancer and they can't think straight.
Jesus. It's a weird thing to say. That's a really weird thing to say. Covey, you should actually let us know when you started liking the Jets. Yeah, I want to know why. When and why. I want to know when and why.
And how much tap water you drink. Anyways.
Sean's a monster.
Oh, I've been drinking. I'm sorry.
No,
we need to get him one of those blow to starts for his computer. Like, yeah, if he blows over a certain amount, it just won't turn on.
I feel bad because, like, I'm really bringing the heat, but I'm also in a hurry. But, like, I love you guys. So,
well, let's keep going.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, did we all take the Bills?
Yeah.
Well, do you really think that the Bills don't deserve to be here?
That's not what I'm
they've
saying.
been in the playoffs the last 2 years.
No, but it's a trap game. That's what he's saying. Is a trap game.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, how many times do we pick the Chargers this season? And then they lose.
Right.
That's exactly why it's a trap game.
But I don't think this is a game they could win.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
For me, it comes down like the Chargers is a solid defense. It comes down to is Josh Allen going to screw up a bunch? It's like, well, how's Josh Allen going to be for the day?
Right. Yeah, he doesn't show up back-to-back games almost ever.
Okay.
But I'm taking the Bills. It's not like I'm saying for sure this is a trap game.
This is fair.
No, but you're right.
For years, honestly, no football team. Listen to a rapper that loved the Jets and he made the pick. I'll take it. That mixed with lots of tap water.
I like how his picture is literally probably the Clearwater or the snake, and he probably just has a ladle and he's just
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Jacob. You're
the Jets.
You're a mensch. You're a wonderful person. All right. We all took the Bills though?
Yeah.
Okay. Giants Bengals in Cincinnati, and this was a pick'em game. I'm still in on Daniel Jones. Like, I think he's good, but of course I'm in on Burrow.
Burrow's out.
He's not playing for like a year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there is no reason to take the Bengals in this game. Their entire team is deceased.
I'm actually starting the Giants defense.
That's smart. They're a -6 for a reason, man. This game is not going to be close. There should be no debate here.
If you had Boyd, Higgins,
my bad. I totally forgot about Burrow.
I moved Boyd to my bench in one league, and I moved Higgins to my bench in another.
If you can get Giovanni, you're pretty set, I think.
The safety valve of the team, yeah.
Yeah, I think other than that, don't do it. Don't even.
All right, so Browns at Jaguars. I mean, I took the Browns. I don't think the Jaguars have a chance in hell of winning this game.
Chark's out.
Yeah, I just don't even how.
It's not Luton this week. It's Glennon.
Yeah.
Why?
Mike Glennon first start in like 6 years or something. 4 years.
Why?
4 years.
Luton has one bad game. He looked great the week before.
You'd have to give me your dictionary definition of great.
Like he looked better than Minshew.
You'd have to give me
again.
You'd have to give me your dictionary definition of great.
Better than another person. Anyway,
I'm with you.
I think the Browns.
Yeah. Okay. Titans at the Colts. This could be a pick'em for sure. I went Colts on it because I'm trusting Uncle Phil right now.
I don't give a shit about Uncle Phil right now, but I trust their defense over most teams. But every time we doubt the Titans, that's when they win.
Right.
I don't know about. I think the Colts are going to do exactly what they did last time. I really do.
Yeah, I think it'll be a repeat as well.
I know the Titans pulled it out last week against the Ravens, but that's not hard to do apparently this year. So
this is the time of the year. This is the time of the year where Derrick Henry gets going.
He does.
That is true.
But
this is where he starts to bust out 200-yard games.
We say that, but he's been doing awesome. He didn't even have a slow start this year.
Which is even more dangerous, my friend.
He is a huge dong. I know.
And A.J. Brown actually looked pretty good last week. I was surprised.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute my mic.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. I'm trying to get Shawnee Boy to be tempted.
Tempted to
switch.
I'm not gonna switch. Go Colts, baby.
Guys, we're agreeing too much because I'm also Colts. We're agreeing on every pick, and I don't like it except for
fine. That's fine.
No, when we all pick the same, we're all wrong. That happens every time. I'm for sure taking the Falcons no matter what, even if Julio doesn't play. No condition on it anymore.
The Jaguars, the Bengals.
Yes, please, Sean. Please do all that. Sean, please do all that.
No.
I think you should take the Bengals and the Jags.
We're moving on. On.
Dolphins and Jets in New York. I think
this one's for Jacob.
So I'm gonna go with Jets. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins to win this game. Although I do feel like MetLife Stadium's probably gonna take somebody's life.
Oh my God, I don't. Next year, I'm gonna make shirts for all three of us that just says MetLife and it's the fucking
like the
John Stadium, dude.
So Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins. I don't know if Tua is starting. Is he?
I think it's questionable.
After last week, right? He got knocked up a little bit.
Knocked up a little bit, and
I hope Fitz comes back in. He was doing better, anyways.
And he wants the ball out against the Jets.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like, I understand why they put Tua in, and yeah, they won the games, right? But I think Fitz was a better mesh with these players right now.
Yeah, Parker. I think defense and special teams won those games for Tua.
Well, I mean, and who's this? I mean, the same could be said for Fitz because their defense is just killing it this year. But I feel like there was, and I know he came in at the end of that game and he threw that pick because they lost, right?
Yeah.
I just think that I don't know. He's Fitz, baby.
I really want to pick the Jets in this game. Why
am
I?
You don't. No, you don't.
The Dolphins. Sean, we're echoing for you.
The Dolphins are going to raw dog this team up and down the field. There's going to be so much pregnancies and.
Sean, you got to turn us boys down a little bit.
Yeah, we're both echoing hard.
Better?
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yes. We never have this problem.
Well, I think you had us turned up a little bit too loud.
Okay, maybe. Anyways, Dolphins.
I want to take the Jets for Covey.
No, you don't. Fuck. I don't even know Jacob.
I'm just playing to beat you guys at this point.
Yeah, but who's Jacob? I'm not going to switch to the Jets for this guy. No, I don't even know him.
I don't want you to switch. There was no implication ever of me saying, Sean, please switch for Jake. There was never that. No one asked you to do that.
All right. I'll switch, though, if you want. I'll switch so you don't have to.
Hold on. ISO, we'll get there. Or ESO. We'll get there, baby.
Okay.
Sean, we'll get there just a little tiny bit more.
Really? How do you guys hear this?
We're echoing like crazy.
Because you have us playing through a loudspeaker and it's going through your mic.
Yeah, but we don't ever have this problem.
I know,
and I never have you guys down this low.
Well, it exists now, and we got to fix it now.
Testing.
Oh, now that. Why is the music so loud now, though?
Oh, it's because it's just a new song. We're not talking.
Oh, I was like, oh, here we go. We also need to talk about that as well. Yeah, it'll be the last game we talk about now since it's the last game of the week.
Right. Okay, so let's go next. Carolina Panthers, Minnesota Vikings. I am taking the Panthers in this game. I am not sold on the Vikings whatsoever. But I'm still sold on the Panthers a little bit. Teddy was great, and then who was his backup? He's an XFL
TJ Walker.
TJ Walker.
Yeah. All right, good for you, buddy.
He might be playing again.
That's what I mean. So for the Panthers for me right now, I'm like, good for you, buddy. I think McCaffrey's still out, though, right?
Yeah, he is.
Good, because I'm not starting him.
I like when he doesn't play. It opens up not just Mike Davis, but they play Curtis Samuel so much more. Like, they play him in the backfield. They play him at receiver. He's a touchdown threat when CMC's out. And then as soon as Christian comes back, he's absolute garbage. So I'm happy about it because I have Curtis Samuel and I don't have CMC. And I have Mike Davis. So this is good for me. I do not have the Panthers, though. I definitely have the Vikings at home.
All right.
I'm going Panthers.
Okay.
I don't know. I hate the Vikings, I think.
Just pure hatred behind the pick.
I don't know. It's just I get this certain, like, every time I have a certain fantasy player, for some reason, they do really awful. And I had Adam Thielen one year, and he was awful.
Oh, and Thielen's out. Actually, that's kind of a factor for me because I think Thielen being out is going to cause a lot of eyes on Justin Jefferson. So we're not going to get Justin Jefferson has the most catches since week 3 of any receiver in the NFL. But I think Thielen opens a lot of that up for him. Mm-hmm. So as someone who owns both of them in fantasy, I have them both. I'm concerned. I think that Thielen's out, so that's a concern. No touchdowns. He's the touchdown guy. And the reason Jefferson gets the volume is because he's like Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson gets all the volume. Claypool gets all the touchdowns. And take one out, the other one's screwed.
Yep, I like it. So who are you gonna go with?
And now I'm back on the Panthers. I'm back on the Panthers if Thielen's out.
Don't do it, dude. Pick the Jets.
I'm gonna take the Jets also, but I'm back on the Panthers.
All right. Okay, so Arizona Cardinals and New England Patriots. I'm not taking the Patriots for the remainder of the season, honestly, depending on what teams they're playing. But the Cardinals, they're good enough to beat this team.
Yeah, I have the Cardinals.
Keep going.
I have the Cardinals as well. I'm done having any faith in the Patriots. I've picked them too many times this year. They're one of those teams they're like the Falcons. I picked the Falcons and the Patriots and the Panthers too much. And that's where most of my losses come from. Oh, and the Chargers. So I'm not taking any of those teams. I shouldn't take any of those teams this week. I'm going to, but I shouldn't. I'm taking half of them. But I'm not taking the Patriots.
Sean, who are you taking?
Cardinals.
Okay.
Not much to say about that.
I don't got to say about that. New Orleans Saints and Denver Broncos. I'm taking the Saints, but I think Taysom Hill is the wrong choice for the starter quarterback right now. I do think it should be Jameis Winston. I don't think Taysom Hill is a starting quarterback, but I know they've paid him a lot of money. But I'm not confident in the Broncos.
You guys want me to take this one?
Okay. I picked the Saints. I think it's insane that Taysom Hill is their starting quarterback.
I think you play him until the other team figures it out. Usually teams like Lamar Jackson last year have one solid year where people can't figure out this run pass thing, and they can ride it until it doesn't work. I don't know if it'll take the whole season, but it's working for them currently. So ride it out until. But it does seem like they're just doing it to prove a point, right? They paid him $14 million a year for the next 2 years, so they're starting him just to say this is why we gave you the money. This is why we talked you into staying.
I like this. We got our audience is they know each other. That's fun.
And they're waiting for the.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah, the Ravens Claypool talk.
We would have been there, past there.
Well, it already would have happened.
All right, so all the Saints.
All Saints. We're agreeing on pretty much everything this week. It's a chalk week apparently.
Niners and Rams. The Niners just don't have a team right now, and I'm sad to say I'm going to go with the Rams on this one.
Isn't Mostert potentially back this week?
Doesn't matter.
I think it does.
I don't think it matters. I don't think anything matters anymore, my friend.
This got dark.
Yeah.
So you're going to take the Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
They looked good against the Bucs. I think the Rams looked really good against the Bucs.
I think the Rams
they're an impressive team.
They've looked really good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and they're a -7. I'm probably not. I'd be crazy to pick against them.
All right. So speaking of the Bucs, we have the Chiefs against the Bucs in Tampa Bay. So I'm going to take the Chiefs on this because I just think it's nuts to am I going to be the guy to go against the Chiefs
against the grain?
Yeah, I know I'm not that guy. So I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think the Bucs you know, the Bucks have played well in all their games. The Bucks just had a pretty rough game with with the Rams.
I don't think they played well in all their games. They had that game a couple weeks ago where they ran the ball 5 times the entire game.
That's true. Oh no, I know, I know, because I have Leonard Fournette, and I don't think I've started him once.
I mean, I feel bad for Rojo owners too, because Rojo's had some huge games, monster games, and then the very next game he's just gone.
Right.
That's the thing, though. If you're on a team with Tom Brady, and you're the running back, and you fumble one time, you're done. For some reason, if you're running back with Tom Brady and you fumble, you don't play the rest of the game.
That's true. So ISO only. I have a question. He asked about Mike Evans or Deontay Johnson. I want to know if he's playing full point PPR or not. Does it say?
No.
Either way, don't risk it. Not only do I think Deontay Johnson, okay, if they play, I think they're going to run the ball almost all game. I don't see them passing a lot against the Ravens. I don't think Deontay's the one to play. I'd play Claypool over Deontay, and that's what I am doing. I'm playing Claypool over Deontay, I believe. I'd be scared to play either. Just play Mike Evans. Like, Mike Evans is going to get you a touchdown a game. Like, that is what he does. He is a beast. Yeah. And against the Chiefs, they're probably going to need a couple touchdowns out of him.
And Mike Evans isn't he's not on a COVID scare team right now.
No, he's in Florida where they've all had it already.
Yeah.
they all practiced with Tom in the offseason and gave each other COVID on purpose before
they had to. They had to have. Because there's no way that Gronk isn't out there just getting COVID every weekend.
Right. New strains.
Yeah.
He actually brought it over here.
He's the super spreader.
I like Mike Evans a lot. There's no reason to bench Mike Evans this week. So I don't care, actually, if you're playing full point PPR or standard, I would play Mike Evans. Deontay Johnson might get you 10 catches, but he's just not. He's had his last touchdown was 6 weeks ago. I don't even know the last time he scored a touchdown. Mike Evans is going to get you those jump balls. That's what he does.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about the game. I picked the Chiefs.
All right, I picked the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs are still the best team in the NFL. I think Tampa bounces back well from losses.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think against the Chiefs.
Nah, neither do I. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. Yeah, not even average PPR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I start Pittman and get a QB off the waiver? Oh, it was not even average. I thought ISO asked that question. Okay.
No, it was ISO.
Well, ISO had the Mike Evans one, and then the other guy of average.
I think they might be in a
not
league.
Even
Are you guys in a league together?
Are we helping you guys?
Are they colluding?
No, they're not colluding. They're just. What do you guys think about the Steelers-Ravens game being played? I have Claypool too. See, okay, so we can talk about that when the Steelers game comes up. But I like Pittman, so I don't know what quarterbacks are on the waiver. There might be some sexy flyer out there. I don't know who it is though. I'd have to know who's on your waiver. I like Pittman a lot though. He's coming in. He's coming into his own. He's like the new safety blanket for Uncle Phil, which he always has one.
Uncle fucking Phil.
Always have one.
We are friends though. Oh, okay. Not in a league together, but they are friends. Okay.
Yeah, they're not using they're not sharing secrets in the chat against each other. I would love that if they were just blatantly telling each other what they're gonna do.
Yeah. And then trying to beat each other to the chase.
I'm waiting for someone to propose a trade to someone else on here. Like
yeah.
All right, so we all took the Chiefs. We got the Bears against the Packers in Green Bay.
I think this is a quick one, boys.
Yeah, I took the Packers.
Packers.
I don't think any of us are getting cute and banking on Mitchell Trubisky, who is starting. I don't think any of us are going to get cute here. Yes, the Bears have a very good defense, but the whole thing ends there, right? Like, there's nothing else about that team that is at all tempting.
But they're not even. You're right. The offense.
I'm not starting Williams though against that defense.
And they don't have a good running. They're like what? Montgomery's out, right? Or is he back in this week?
I don't know who's starting a running back right now for the Bears. See, I stay away from the Bears in fantasy completely, so I have no idea what their starting roster is even.
I wish I would have.
I mean, Allen Robinson's been okay.
Yeah, no, he's fine. It's the rest of my team.
I mean, I'd pick up their defense.
Have you ever noticed that Allen Robinson drops further in leagues in the draft than any other receiver? He's always projected to be a top 3 round guy, and he always goes like 5th or later because every single person is scared of him.
I got him and Keenan Allen so late this year.
Yeah, and everyone's worried about Keenan getting hurt, but he's such a quality receiver when he plays.
And what was it? They worried about him getting hurt or a rookie throwing to him?
Probably. Well, they thought Tyrod was throwing to him. He's super liberal with the ball, right? Like Tyrod doesn't throw picks because he doesn't throw passes. Like he throws 4 picks a year, but he also throws 20 passes a game. Have you noticed how biased or not biased, but one-sided the picks are for this? So New Orleans 94%, LA Rams 93%, Kansas City 87%, Green Bay 95%.
I just think this is a bad week.
Worse.
And I think last week was insane. Last week was insane. It was Separation Sunday on the picks.
Yeah.
This is like we're all going to pick the same thing and nothing's going to no movement.
Yeah. Right. I think it's about to be the same thing right now.
Yeah, Seattle Seahawks in Philadelphia. There is no chance of no. The Seattle Seahawks have a bad defense, but it's okay because the Eagles have a bad offense.
This is going to be hero ball to the T, but Seattle's going to.
Yeah.
They might not even need heroics in this one. Like the Eagles are so bad right now. Carson Wentz is throwing a pick or two every game, right? This is the worst season of his career. You could say he doesn't have weapons, but there's other quarterbacks who don't have weapons that don't throw 14, 15 interceptions by this point.
Some of those turnovers are him fumbling for him, and he's not getting rid of the ball a lot. He's not even just throwing out to the, out of bounds. He's just playing football.
Yep.
Yeah, so
not much to say there.
I will say the Seahawks, though, they've made some moves, right? Like they made some moves on their defensive line. They're starting to get a pass rush, which is going to improve that team moving forward. Hero ball still required most weeks, but they are getting a pass rush now on defense, which is important. So,
by the way, these last 2 games that I've mentioned, that was Sunday night for the Bears and Packers, Monday for the Seahawks and the Eagles, 2 terrible primetime games. Yeah. And you got the Chiefs and the Buccaneers that were playing the late afternoon game.
I think if the Bears were kind of playing a better offense, that Sunday night game would be really cool. Yeah. I think if their offense was a little more But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do this real fast, guys. I'm going to say I'm going Steelers against the Ravens, but I got to go.
Okay.
But I love you both.
Happy Friendsgiving, buddy.
Yeah, I love you. Happy pre-Christmas warm-up dinner.
But it's Friendsgiving right now. It's okay.
No, it's all the same, baby. It's Christmas. 2 months out of the year.
Okay.
I have a problem.
Okay.
I like your sweater. That's not a problem.
You like it? What do you think? It's pretty thick, too. Not my stomach, the sweater.
Well.
Yeah, I got a thick dick, too. Yep.
It's all thick, baby.
Okay, so I picked Steelers. I love you.
We love you, buddy. Have a good one.
So,
good question here. I think Brady will be. I think there will be attempts. Yeah, I think Brady will be going to the air quite a bit. How's the run defense on Kansas City?
So Kansas City's defense looks more like Kansas City's defense from 2 years ago, not really like their defense from their opportunistic defense from last year, right? Like they had that bend but not break style defense last year, which panned out in the Super Bowl. They were able to get after the passer. I don't like their defense very much at all this year. I think Brady's going to bounce back. They are throwing a lot of deep balls, right? Like that's the knock right now on the team is they're saying Bruce Arians is making Brady throw deep too much. But in this game, that's going to be necessary. I like Mike Evans for a touchdown or 2. Maybe Gronk steals one since he is kind of a red zone favorite. Godwin's obviously looking healthier than he has all year, and they're starting to find ways to incorporate Antonio Brown. But no matter what, Mike Evans is going to get a look or two in the red zone.
Yeah.
I think Mike Evans is a must start. I don't know if Brady is a must start, but I think Mike is a must start.
What about Fournette if you have him for running back right now?
That all depends on Ronald Jones. Like, I don't know if he's you got to play Fournette, but depending on who else you have, I'd play him. I just would worry that they fall down early in the game, fall behind, and then they're not going to have like a bruising running back in the game if they're down 17 to 21 points against the Chiefs. I just don't see that happening. So yeah, I would take him over Deontay. That Pittsburgh Ravens team is going to be interesting. Because
if it's played.
And the Ravens are both their running backs might be out. Jackson, I don't see a world where Jackson gets over COVID by Tuesday. So I think the Steelers are probably going to be able to play a pretty safe game, right? So I don't know if Deontay is going to get the same volume. That's why I like Claypool, because Claypool doesn't need the volume, right? Like Claypool's going to get 4 catches and still somehow score a big touchdown. Last week, he had that one big play, but there was a PI. There was also them trying to find him deep. There was another deep ball that was missed. They looked deep 3+ times in that game for him. That's like 3 30+ yard plays that 2 of them should have been touchdowns. I think you're going to keep getting that. You're going to keep getting that from Claypool. Less volume than Deontay, but way higher likelihood of a touchdown. I think the guy who's kind of gotten harder to play every week is Juju, right? Like Juju, any other year is a must play, but now Juju's kind of like he's like what Tyler Boyd is now that their quarterback's hurt. Like now with Tyler Boyd, you're like, well, he's good, but
right,
he could totally disappear any given week now.
Right.
So,
I mean, like as far as the team goes, he's great on the team because he's just another distraction out there. Like they have to keep him covered. You can't go get to the ball to him a bunch. But now you have him, you have Claypool, you have Deontay Johnson. Like it's a lot. Plus you got
Washington could go off any week. Washington could go off any week too.
Plus you still have Eric Ebron, who has been an absolute stud on that team.
There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and they're at the point now where if we think something's coming, or if the Ravens think something's coming, they can just go with any other option.
Right.
But I don't know how No Connor is going to factor into that as well. Like maybe they will have to pass more.
Yeah, because they'll have to use
Benny
Snell, and then they still have Samuels.
So they ran the ball a lot the last time they needed to lean on Snell. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. So he traded Rojo for DJ Moore and Mike Evans. DJ Moore in PPR right now is crazy. I got him a few weeks ago because someone was desperate for a tight end. So I was in a league where this guy had like 6 good wide receivers. So he traded me DJ Moore for Noah Fant. So I think I won that by a lot because DJ Moore has had 3 really great weeks. After I think he had 1 bad week, he kind of shit the bed. This guy just wanted to get rid of him, so he traded him to me, and then he's been good ever since. So I love DJ Moore, and I love Mike Evans, so you fleeced someone. Rojo and DJ Moore. Oh, he traded Rojo and DJ Moore for Mike Evans. That sucks. I like DJ Moore, but I like Mike Evans more than any of them. So either way, like I thought he was singling out both. I'm like, that's insane.
So this week, just real quick before we do our picks for this game, you can help me with my running backs real quick. I have Damian Harris. So this is who I have starting is Damian Harris and Leonard Fournette. Damian Harris has been averaging me pretty good. Like I've been keeping him in there. That's who I'm starting. The reason who I benched is Jamal Williams because they're going against the Bears, and I wasn't sure about that. And then I also obviously I have Christian McCaffrey benched because reasons. And then I have Rex Burkhead. And he's out, but I had him benched anyways. It didn't matter.
Yeah, Harris has taken over that role in the last 5 weeks. I drafted Harris really late, knowing that at some point he'd get off IR and be the guy. And then in a couple leagues, I held on. I stayed patient because I had the flexibility. And then in a couple leagues, I ended up cutting him right before he started to play pretty well. You play standard, so What are your options again? What are you playing currently, and then what's
I'm playing Damian Harris and Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, I like Harris.
And I benched Jamal Williams.
Yeah, and he's an afterthought now. No, because Jones is healthy, or not? Yeah, Aaron Jones is healthy, so he's an afterthought, healthy-ish.
Yeah. Oh, and then I have sorry, I was going to say I have Jamichael Perrine too, but he's on IR. So
P Ryan,
yeah.
Yeah, so you don't really have an option. I think you're playing what you have to play until Christian McCaffrey comes back.
Okay, and then for wide receivers, I'm not pulling Corey Davis again. Every time I pull him, he scores. Every time I bench, and then I'm going with Christian Kirk again, and then I have Juju still.
Yeah, you kind of have to play Juju.
Yeah,
and who knows? Maybe if they play a really safe game, the slot receiver is the way to go. Like Deontay and Claypool play on the outside. So maybe Juju can get you some magic. Let's see. Kind of rough. Chris Carson, Mike Davis, Wayne Gallman, pick 2. Ooh. So since Christian McCaffrey got hurt again, Mike Davis has not been the same dude that he was before the first time he came back. But man, I think you got to go Chris Carson and Mike Davis. I love Gallman though. I've been saying Gallman for a couple weeks now. That's tough. I would still go Chris Carson, Mike Davis, because Seahawks, right? They are on a pretty one-sided game. Correct? Seahawks are playing the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to run the ball a lot. They are going to run the ball a lot. Man, that second one, though. Because the Giants are playing the Bengals. Actually, curveball that shit. I would go Wayne Gallman and Chris Carson. I think that's an interesting play. I think that Gallman's going to get a lot of looks against the Cincinnati Bengals. And Samuel has taken a lot of looks from Mike Davis in the Carolina offense because they just keep putting him in the backfield more and more. Man, we're getting a lot of stuff on here.
What about Darrell Henderson Jr.?
That's my guy. But Akers is every single week. Akers is getting more looks. Did someone recently cut him in your league?
Yeah, he's on the wire right now. I can pick him up right now.
So I had him as like a second flex for a while. And then the last 3 weeks, Akers has kind of stolen a lot of his. He's a home run hitter, though. Like, he can get you a big play. If you
I can get him and drop like Burkhead or P. Ryan since they're both on IR.
I would drop P. Ryan and just have him just in case.
Might as well.
Because if anything happens to Akers, he's the guy again.
Cool.
So can you highlight this bottom one? Not even average. So should I start Ben, Tanny time? Why do you have so many quarterbacks? That's amazing. Not Tannehill against the Colts. I'd be torn between Ben and Goff. Ben's hard though, because if you put Ben in and then they don't play, then you just took 0 points for the week, right? Like there's no other option once Tuesday comes around.
Right.
What were Tannehill? I would see how Tannehill did in round 1 against the Colts, right? That's probably more interesting to find out. Let's take a look. Let's pop the hood. Let's pop the hood. Let's pop the hood for a second. That's how I like to operate in here. We got a little bit of time. We got through the show pretty quick today.
We did. We still got to do our last pick, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well. So that was only 2 weeks ago. Colts, Titans. They lost. We had that right, I believe. I think most of us had that right, at least. Mm-hmm. Anyways, what's the last pick? We can get into that as well.
We got Ravens and Steelers on Tuesday.
That's right.
So I don't see Lamar Jackson playing, right? He's got COVID. I'm worried. I'm worried now on the Steelers because now Connor has it. So it's like,
will it spread more before then?
Yeah, and that's what I'm scared of. Hopefully, it's not a lot, but who knows?
And this game could be the last domino to fall that starts to shake up the season, right? Because if you push it, then all of a sudden we're talking about either an extra week or a forfeit or an 8th playoff team. And also, by the way, an eighth playoff team would mean that if the Steelers get the 1 seed, they don't get a first round bye anymore. Like, there's a lot of ramifications for this game. So you guys just need to go out and play it, whoever you got.
Yeah, and just kill it. I am taking the Steelers, though. This is at home. Of course, they're 10-0, and that's, how many teams go undefeated?
The loss is coming eventually, and I would almost rather have the loss out of the way, get the pressure out of the way, because you do not want to be an undefeated team in the playoffs at all. That's so much more pressure going into the playoffs undefeated.
Yeah. So I am taking the Steelers at home in this game, mostly because I just don't think the Ravens are going to be prepared. Then again, it's the Steelers, and you see those games against the Cowboys, and so it's who.
But this is a rival; it's a little different.
It is, yeah. But, I think RG3 is probably going to get the start there.
I think so.
I'm going to go with. So the biggest thing that they're still going to do is if it's RG3, that they're not going to go in the air a lot, and they're still going to try to run the ball as much as possible. But now you take away that factor of Lamar Jackson, and the Steelers still have that run defense. So I think it comes down to that for me, the Steelers.
I got the Steelers as well. I think this actually feeds in really well to this question, right? Because Ben's playing.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Tannehill only had 147 yards the first time he played the Colts defense. I think he will do better, but I think the Colts defense is still the Colts defense. So no to Tanny. Fitzmagic is tempting now because Ben also only had 200 or not even. Ben had 182 yards the last time he played the Ravens, and that's when it was a back and forth 28-24 game.
Right.
So I don't think Ben makes any mistakes. So if you're okay with just getting the for sure lock of a couple touchdowns, then that's the way to go. But they also leaned on Connor, right? Like Connor got the touchdown. Connor was kind of who they leaned on that game. Man, that's tough. Goff. I'd say Goff. I say take a risk and go Goff. He's feasting on some Cooper Kupp right now.
Yes.
So I think that might be your only quarterback who throws for more than 250 yards out of that whole list. Unless the Steelers just want to make a point and they just go out there and just put a whooping on the Ravens just to teach them a lesson about being safe during COVID times.
Yeah, except for Connor literally just got it, so.
Yeah, so they'd be kind of hypocritical. It's only one guy. It's only one guy, man.
It is for now.
That's true. Yeah, we're going to actually find out in like a day that no running backs are in this game. Just put Claypool back there, man. That'd be good for all of us. I think everyone in the chat would be happy if they just lined up Claypool at running back.
They'd probably do a good job.
They'd find a way to make it happen. So, yeah, not even average. That's who was on the waiver. I would say Goff. I think that's the way to go. Did we have any questions we missed?
I don't think so. Scrolling up.
Man, kind of a lame week for Pickems because all the games seem really one-sided to me. There was no last week we needed a gimme after last week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't think we missed any questions. I think we might have got it. Although I feel like some people are trying to tempt me into that Fitz magic. They're just trying to.
Yeah. No, that was good. We needed a gimme.
I'm not happy about the whole delaying games though.
No,
I don't understand the logic of some teams have to go out and play and other teams we can just keep pushing it back. Just because they have a former MVP as a quarterback or because the team's more marketable, right? So
right. And that's what we were saying, like in the chat is like Dude, the Niners had to play that game because they were just like, nope, it's the Niners. Just play the game. Like, just get out there and you're just gonna have to just do it.
Because Bosa's hurt, Jimmy's hurt, Moster's hurt.
Right.
So the stars are hurt. So just go out and play the game. But if it's Jackson and Dobbs or Dobbins and and Big Truss, then they're like, okay, maybe we'll just keep delaying it and see if we can make something happen.
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Well, thanks everybody for listening to the show, watching the show. Make sure you enjoy some football tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed your holiday meals.
And we love those fantasy questions, baby.
I love those fantasy questions.
Oh, wait, we got one last.
Should we start Pittman over Claypool PPR?
Claypool's going to get you a touchdown. I'm saying it now. But Pittman's going to get a lot more looks. So, Claypool, you're talking about 6 looks and probably 4 or 5 catches, right? And one of them's going to be a touchdown. So, Pittman's getting 10 plus looks a game now. So it just depends if you like volume or touchdowns. I take touchdowns, so I'm playing Claypool in 2 leagues. I have him in 2 leagues, so I'm playing him in every league I have him. If that helps. I'm not sitting Claypool in any league.
Thanks for these fantasy question, guys. Helps us keep the show going. We always love it when people chime in and interact with the show. Even when it isn't fantasy football, you can chime in anytime. Make sure you look at our other content, timespentpoorly.com, other content on YouTube as well, or Facebook, or whatever. We're everywhere. And, of course, you'll be able to listen to this as a podcast.
Yeah.
On iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio.
We got a guy. He edits it all in post. And
yeah, he edits all. He edits. It goes through with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah, this part probably won't even be in there because he's too clean. He keeps it too clean. He doesn't want to give away any of our secrets, that we do it all in post.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Go Warriors.
Go Warriors.